Welcome to back my channel. Thanks friends. There is a moment every English learner knows. Someone asks you a simple question. Maybe it is just, "What did you do today?" or "How are you feeling?" And suddenly your mind goes completely blank. Not because you don't know English, not because you haven't studied, but because something invisible happens inside your brain at that exact moment. Your thoughts form in your language, then your brain tries to grab English words.
Then it tries to arrange them. Then it checks if they are correct, and by the time all of that is finished, the moment is already gone. You smile awkwardly, you say something small, or worse, you say nothing at all. And then later, alone, you replay the whole thing and you think to yourself, "I knew exactly what I wanted to say, so why couldn't I say it?"
Here is the truth nobody tells you early enough. The problem was never your English. The problem was never your vocabulary or your grammar or the number of videos you watched or the number of lessons you attended. The real problem is a habit, a deep, invisible, automatic habit that your brain built over years without you even noticing. And that habit is called translation. Every single time you try to speak English, your brain is secretly doing an extra job. It is translating.
And translation is slow. Translation is heavy. Translation is the wall standing between you and fluency. But here is what changes everything. Translation is a habit, and habits can be broken. Not in months, not in years, in 7 days. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough to feel the shift, enough to feel words coming faster, enough to feel the wall starting to crack. This is the 7-Day Fluency Challenge.
And if you stay with this video until the end, you will understand exactly why everything you have tried before felt incomplete, and you will know precisely what to do differently starting today.
Before we get into the 7 days, you need to understand one thing clearly. Most English learners are working on the wrong problem. They study more words, they memorize more grammar rules, they repeat more sentences from textbooks, and all of that has value, but none of it fixes the real issue. Because the real issue is not what you know. The real issue is how your brain is wired to communicate. Right now, your brain has a 2-step system. Think in your language first, convert to English second.
And every fluent English speaker in the world has a 1-step system. Think and speak. Same language, same moment. No gap, no conversion, no delay. The goal of this 7-day challenge is not to fill your head with more English content. The goal is to rewire the process, to slowly close the gap between your thought and your words, to make English the language your brain reaches for first, not second. And the beautiful thing is, it does not require hours of study every day.
It requires something smaller and something far more powerful. It requires consistency in the right direction.
Day 1 is about awareness. You cannot change something you cannot see. So on day 1, your only job is to catch yourself translating. Every time you try to form an English sentence and you feel that pause, that search, that internal reaching, stop. Notice it. Do not judge it. Do not feel frustrated. Just notice it. Say to yourself, "There it is, that is the habit." Because the moment you can see the habit, you are already 1 step outside of it.
Most learners go through their entire English journey without ever realizing that the translation habit exists. They just feel slow and they blame their English. But you are going to do something different. You are going to watch your own mind. You are going to become aware of the exact moment the habit kicks in. And awareness is not passive. Awareness is the first act of change. So today, every time you catch yourself translating, smile.
Because it means you are already seeing something you never saw before. That is progress, real progress, invisible progress, but the kind that lasts.
Day 2 is about simplification. Here is where most people make the mistake that keeps them stuck forever. They try to think in English using the same long, complex, perfectly structured sentences they use in their own language. And then when those sentences don't come out right in English, they conclude that thinking in English is too hard. But that conclusion is wrong. It is not thinking in English that is hard. It is trying to think in English at a level you haven't reached yet.
The solution is not to think harder. The solution is to think smaller. On day 2, every time you want to say something in English, reduce it. Take your full thought and shrink it to its smallest possible form. You don't need to say, the weather today is quite pleasant and refreshing. You just need to think, nice day. You don't need to say, I am experiencing a significant level of fatigue. You just need to think, I am tired. Small thoughts are not weak thoughts. Small thoughts are fast thoughts.
And fast thoughts are the foundation of fluency. Your brain does not need perfect sentences to communicate. It needs speed. And speed comes from simplicity. So on day 2, give yourself full permission to think in the smallest, simplest English possible. No pressure to be impressive, just pressure to be fast.
Day 3 is about connecting your senses to English directly. This is one of the most powerful exercises in this entire challenge, and almost no one teaches it. Right now, when you see something, your brain labels it in your language first. You see a cup, and your brain says the word for cup in your language. Then, if you want to say it in English, you translate. But what if you could break that chain?
What if the moment your eyes see the cup, your brain says cup directly in English with no middle step? That is exactly what day 3 is designed to build. Today, look at everything around you and silently name it in English the instant you see it. Not after thinking, not after translating, instantly. Chair, window, hand, sky, road, people. Do not worry about sentences, just words. Direct connection, I to English, no translation in between. This exercise feels almost too simple.
But what it is doing inside your brain is profound. It is building a direct neural pathway between what you see and English words. And every time you do it, that pathway gets a little stronger, a little faster, a little more automatic. And automatic is exactly where you want to be.
Day 4 is about speaking your thoughts out loud. This is the day the challenge moves from internal to external. And this is also the day most people feel the most resistance. Because speaking out loud to yourself feels strange. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like something only unusual people do. But here is what you need to understand. Every skill that lives in your brain must also live in your body. A pianist does not just think about music. Their fingers must move.
A footballer does not just visualize the game. Their legs must run. And a fluent English speaker does not just think in English. Their mouth must move in English. Because your brain and your mouth are two separate systems that must be trained together. Your brain can improve through thinking exercises, but your mouth needs something different. Your mouth needs repetition. Your mouth needs movement.
Your mouth needs the actual physical experience of forming English sounds in real time, without a script and without preparation. So today, starting from the moment you wake up, speak your thoughts out loud in English. Not loudly, not perfectly, just clearly enough that your mouth is actually moving. When you wake up, say out loud, "I woke up late," or "I slept well," or "I feel tired." When you make your morning drink, say, "I am making tea," or "This smells good."
When you look outside, say, "It is cloudy today," or "The sun is out." These are not impressive sentences. They are not meant to be. They are meant to be real. They are meant to be yours, and they are meant to come out of your mouth without passing through a translation process first. At the beginning, your mouth will feel slow. You will pause mid-sentence. You will lose words. You will feel the gap between what you want to say and what actually comes out. That gap is real, but it is not permanent.
It closes with repetition. Every sentence you speak out loud today is a repetition that makes tomorrow slightly easier. So today is simple. Think it, say it, out loud, in English, every moment you can.
Day 5 is about speed training. By this point in the challenge, you have built awareness, you have simplified your thinking, you have connected your senses to English directly, and you have started moving your mouth. Now it is time to train your response speed. Because fluency is not just about knowing English. Fluency is about accessing English fast enough to use it in a real conversation. And real conversations do not wait. They move forward whether you are ready or not.
So today, you are going to practice responding instantly. Here is how it works. Ask yourself simple questions and answer immediately without pausing to think. What am I doing right now? Answer instantly. I am sitting. I am standing. I am eating. Where am I? Answer instantly. I am at home. I am outside. I am in my room. How do I feel? Answer instantly. I feel good. I feel tired. I feel okay. The answers do not need to be long. They do not need to be interesting. They just need to be fast.
Because what you are training today is not vocabulary and not grammar. You are training your brain's reaction time in English. You are teaching your brain that when a question comes, English is the language that responds, not your native language first and then English. English directly. Now here is the important part of Day 5 that most people miss. When you practice instant response, you will make mistakes. You will say the wrong word sometimes. You will use the wrong tense.
You will say something that is not perfectly right. And that is exactly right. Because mistakes made at speed are far more valuable than perfect sentences made slowly. When you make a mistake at speed, your brain registers it and self-corrects over time. When you speak slowly and perfectly, your brain learns to be slow and careful. And slow and careful will never feel like fluency. So today, embrace imperfect speed over perfect slowness. Answer fast. Answer simply. Answer in English.
And let the mistakes be part of the process.
Day 6 is about building your English inner voice. You have an inner voice. Everyone does. It is the voice that narrates your thoughts, comments on your experiences, plans your day, and judges your decisions. Right now, that inner voice speaks in your native language, and that is why your native language feels automatic, and English feels like effort, because effort lives outside your inner voice, and natural lives inside it. Today, your job is to begin shifting your inner voice toward English.
Not completely, not perfectly. Just begin. When something happens around you, let your inner voice comment on it in English. You spill something and your inner voice says, "Oh no, that fell." You feel hungry and your inner voice says, "I need to eat something." You finish a task and your inner voice says, "Okay, that is done." These tiny internal English moments are more powerful than any exercise in a textbook because they are happening inside the most private space in your mind.
And when English starts living in that space, something changes permanently. It stops feeling foreign. It stops feeling like a subject you are studying. It starts feeling like a language you actually think in. That shift does not happen all at once. It happens one inner sentence at a time. And today, you are going to give your inner voice permission to start speaking English, quietly, privately, naturally, without performance and without pressure.
Just you and your thoughts and English connecting in a way they have never connected before.
Day 7 is the day everything comes together, and this day has one instruction only. Live in English for the entire day. Not study English, not practice English. Live in it. From the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close them, make English your first language for one full day. Every thought you catch, redirect it to English. Every reaction you have, feel it in English. Every plan you make it in English.
Every moment of waiting, of walking, of eating, of resting, fill it with English from the inside. You will forget sometimes. You will slip back into your native language automatically. That is fine. That is expected. When it happens, do not punish yourself. Just return. Gently and immediately return to English. Because day 7 is not about perfection. Day 7 is about experience. It is about giving your brain a full day of evidence that English can be your default.
That you can move through your life in English, that your thoughts can form in English without exhausting you. And after one full day of this, something will feel different. It will not feel like fluency yet. Real fluency takes longer than 7 days, but it will feel like possibility. It will feel like the wall between you and English has become thinner, like the gap between your thought and your words has become smaller, like something that always felt distant has moved one step closer.
And that feeling is not imaginary. That feeling is neurological. Your brain has spent 7 days building new pathways, breaking old habits, and choosing English in moments it never chose English before. That is real change happening at a level deeper than vocabulary and deeper than grammar. Now here is what happens after day 7. You do not stop. You do not go back. You take everything this challenge gave you and you make it your daily life. Awareness every day. Simplicity every day.
Direct connection every day. Speaking out loud every day. Instant response every day. English inner voice every day. And living in English as often as you possibly can. Because fluency is not a destination you arrive at. Fluency is a direction you keep moving in. And you have just spent 7 days moving in the right direction. The only question now is whether you keep going. And if you are still watching this video right now, you already know your answer.